Hello there, my name is Evan Koval, and I'm going to be showing you what I did with the Unity project. And what I did was the easy, the medium, as well as the hard project over here as well for the extra credit. And it was more so just for me to learn more of what to do. So let me go over here and show you inside. So if we look inside Unity over here, we got ourselves the vehicle over here. I changed it a little bit. Some extra vehicles and the boxes. So the boxes was part of the easy thing. You can duplicate it, as well as I put it inside of a game object over here. But I left the cars outside of here, and I named it enemy cars because you're trying to avoid it. It's an enemy. It's a antagonist. But if we go into the car over here, if you look, there's two cameras right here. So when I originally did this, I'll actually show you the script first. So you got the public camera, main camera, and hood camera, which if you look over here, let me do that. You got main camera and hood camera, as well as these up here, the publics, adds it up over here, because this initializes what's up here. And the public key code, this is just a different class that it's calling upon, part of the Unity engine itself. So with the switch key, you're able to do that. And then down here is if the input of the get down key, so whenever you push down something, it changes the bool of switch key either true or false. So if you go over here, it changes that to the opposite of that, and it changes this one to the opposite of that whenever it's false. What I originally did was, if you look over here with the car right here, let me find the camera, had main and hood. So if you open up to the main right there, this was like that, and this was like that, where it had both of these things. So if you click the play over here, and then you click the F, it does that. And I was like, hey, what's going on? So originally what I attempted to do was I tried, because this is part of the tutorial, I tried going like that. And let me save that real quick. Go inside of here real quick. And if you do that, it says there's an error. So if you go right here, the left-hand side of the sign must be a variable, property, or index. So that told me, hey, you can't have the opposite of what it is, or the false version of it first, if this one's false. So that means that they both have to be true, and then if you click it, it turns to false. So I went over to the cameras over here. Let me go back to the inspector. And if you look up here, this check mark right there. So I can change that one to false and that one to true. And basically what this one says is this is off, this is on. So whenever you click the button F, it changes to one is off and one is on. So if you go right there, that goes off, that goes on, that goes off, and then that goes on. So it's just changing the on and off values right there. And that's how I got the extra camera right there. I did follow the what to write for the syntax, but I did solve the problem with that a bit on my own. So that was the hard one. I'm gonna redo this tomorrow as well for that, just to solidify it. Now the medium one was quite easy. So if you look over here, you got the enemy AI script. So if I go over to scripts, go to enemy AI, open that up. So what I did with this one was I just gave it a speed, and then I just changed the transform of it to vector 3 forward. I originally did it backwards because if you go over to here, AI scripting, back means that the z-axis goes -1. I originally thought, hey, if you have that, look at the z-axis, if you go that way, it goes down. So I was thinking that was back, but in actuality, it still has to be forward because it's based upon the front of the model, not the back. So once you do that, then it's transforming this going forward, it's changing that z-axis every time, every fixed frame over here, permanently, whoops, over here, by the time and the speed. And the speed is 20, so it's still quite slow. But it allows it to move because it's just changing the z-axis. And then I gave it a normal rigging body. So if you go over there, you can go over there and start flying. But that's just me having fun. But for the most part, those will just go forward. Now these boxes are just rigged boxes. For the easiest set to line them up inside of a pyramid. I mean, you can just click Control D right there, move it, and then if you click Control D again, you can put that like inside, and I think that'll make it explode actually if you keep it inside. I guess not, but it's literally just a Control D. So if you look at that, that would be, go back over here, on this bonus of easy, medium, and hard. Now, what I also did was inside of the challenge, let me save this real quick, just so that we have everything good. Whoops. Everything good. If we go inside of the challenge one that we had with the plane, let me go to the plane right there. Let this load. So, originally, how this one was you have the plane over here, and then it would face that, and then it's almost like a Flappy Bird style. So if you click the W key, let me do this real quick. So if you click the W key, this would go up like that, and then if you click the S key, the plane would go like that. But that was a little bit too easy with that, as I wanted to do a little bit more. So let me go inside of, I think it's right here. Nope. Challenge 1, right here. So if you go into, is it course library? I gotta refine scripts right here. So the follow player, we have this right here. So I mean, we still have it on the main camera that we can have. So if we do that, you can do that. So it does do that. The reason why this is a little bit different as well is because I added a little bit of a change right there with the camera. That's why it's going down like that. So if we undo this, let me move this back. So if I do that, will it still be in the front? Yeah. So if we get rid of this, what I did was I changed it from more of a Flappy Bird style to more like an aerial thing. So you can go over there. Actually, let me move this plane a little bit over to the left over here. So let's do that. So if you look at it like that, you can go up and down in a 3-directional view now. So now it's actually like you're playing a fighter pilot game over here, and then you can try and dodge all of this. And to show you what I did with this is, let's go into the player controller. So this took me a little while to get. I changed the speed to a little bit faster as well as the rotation speed. And that is because I wanted to make sure that it would be able to move how I wanted, and it's able to be adjusted as well. Because if you go over to the player over here, you can see the speed's 20, rotation's 100. You can change that, but this is the original script. So if you move that back over to here, it's able to be changed. But this is set in stone until you change it over here. Next, if you go to, you got the vertical input as well as the horizontal input. This is for your WASD keys. And you have the translate. So this right here, because this is on a fixed update, This is always gonna happen over here. And because there's no vertical or horizontal input on it, so if you look at vertical and horizontal input, these by itself are equal to 0. So if you add that, such as with the transform or the rotate over there, that means that if you want to rotate this up and down, it's always going to be equal to 0 until you click either the positive or negative version. And then once it does that, then it's going to multiply the rotate over here by that. As well as you have the rotate back over here. So this back side right here, if you look over to here, look at back, that is the z-axis, and that's why that'll turn left or right depending on it. You can also do forward as well with this, and what that would be is inverted controls. So for example, you wanted to put an option of inverted controls, such as with like a switch key. You can put all this inside of a switch key, and then you change this to left and that to forward, for example, and everything would be inverted. Or you can change it to having like 4 different settings, and then depending on what setting you have it for the inverted. So that is that, as well as if you look at the plane itself, you'll notice that the propeller right there is moving. So if you look at that propeller, let's go look back at the script over here. Nope, not right there. Propeller spin. The only thing I did was I put a transform rotate 0050. I tried each of these, so if you do that one, for example, and you click rotate, it'll say like do that instead. And if you do the other one, it's gonna do that. So you just keep trying it until you know which way that you're gonna go, and it really depends on the model as well. But this is my Unit 1 test. So if you look over here, it is Tuesday, April 25th. I started this on Saturday, but altogether about 4 days, and I was able to finish the easy, medium, and hard. Tomorrow I'm going to be reviewing and doing all this over again, just so that I can solidify the foundation of that. But this is my full week 1 project over here. I just wanted to show everyone of what I did. Thank you for watching.